New England, it'll be because of team owner Robert Kraft, who has said publicly he wants him, not because of Bill Belichick, who at times has been rumored not to want him. This morning, a new report says Belichick will make the Brady decision without an edict from Kraft. Nick, with reported free reign here, should Belichick move on from Tom Brady?
Well, to me, this is totally about price. That because they do not have an obvious heir apparent waiting in their wings, and because if they move on from Brady, you're talking Stidham, don't know about that, Andy Dalton, Marcus Mariota, maybe you'll work straight at trade for Cam Newton, which I think would be really interesting, but that's probably more hypothetical than anything else. To me, price does dictate this, but I think the biggest news here is that Robert Kraft is doing the right thing. Robert Kraft, without saying it, is saying, and I believe Tom Curran's report, Tom Curran is the person we should believe. If people are reporting diametrically opposed things, I would believe Tom, who's on the ground, been covering this team for 20 years. That Robert Kraft is picking, if he's forced to, he's picking Belichick moving forward over Brady. If he's forced to, what he's not going to do is risk blowing up his relationship with his coach over an extra couple years of Tom Brady. Now, I think Robert Kraft would love to have his cake and eat it too. Pardon me for the cliche. He'd love to be able to keep them both and keep Brady as long as he can play, keep Belichick for another decade. But I think Robert Kraft knows if I say to Bill Belichick, next year Tom Brady's our starting quarterback, you must make it happen, Belichick might say to me, and next year I'm not your head coach because you have violated my contract. That I haven't seen Belichick's contract. I guarantee you it has in there in black letter full control over football decisions, and he would say it voids it. So to me, that's the news here, is that Robert Kraft knows I want Brady back, but not at the expense of losing my head coach.
If I'm Bill Belichick, of course you want to be back there, but if I'm Robert Kraft, I'm going with the guy that has brought us 9 Super Bowl appearances and 6 Super Bowls. Of course, whatever Bill Belichick wants, he's going to end up getting. But to me, this wasn't about Belichick and Kraft's relationship. This was about getting the leverage back from Tom Brady just a bit. We've seen what Tom Brady has said over these last couple of days and kind of hinting towards free agency, the little commercial with Hulu, all those different types of things. It kind of, in my opinion, Tom was trying to get the leverage on his side and maybe some fan support as well. And Robert Kraft came out earlier on a couple of weeks ago and said, we'll pay Tom whatever, we just want him back. The leverage goes to Tom Brady. This move right here by saying, you know, Robert Kraft is now allowing Bill Belichick to make the decision, that gives the leverage back to the Patriots just a little bit. And to me, that's simple. That's easy to see, and I think now you're saying it's a numbers game, and that Tom Brady understands it, Bill Belichick understands it, as well as Robert Kraft. And if it's $30 million, to me, that's a great number for Tom Brady.
Wow.
Would you not pay him $30 million?
No. No. I wouldn't pay him $30
Okay, let's say you don't. Let's say you don't. Then you have to deal with Bridgewater, Jameis Winston, Ryan Tannehill, maybe Fitzpatrick. A lot of different things, a lot of different unknowns. In New England, they haven't had those unknowns in a very long time. That may be a tough pill for Bill Belichick to swallow.
Just real quick follow-up for a moment, Jenna. When you say Brady, you know, it's a shift of leverage, someone leaked to the NFL Network that the Patriots are willing to go over $30 million. Tom Curran knocked that report down. It would appear that leak did not come from within the Patriots. There's one other party involved that would be potentially leaking that. It'd be Brady's camp. And I do think that's to your point, that this coming out is to reassert power of the situation. And I don't think people understand the way the Patriots would have to thread this needle. In order to, Brady's going to hit free agency. The whole reason to have the franchise tag removed from being a possibility is so he could hit free agency. That means he can't talk to teams until March 16th. The Patriots can't talk to players outside that aren't on their team right now until March 16th. So what, you've got 2 days to negotiate with players to show Tom we're bringing in this player, that player. But would those players accept without knowing if Tom's going to be there?
Is going to be.
And so there is, and how much money the Patriots are going to have. It is I know that according to our friends at Fox Bet, and Brady's a huge favorite to return to New England. I don't get why. All the evidence seems to continually point that he is at least going to explore his options, and that the Patriots, I don't think, are going to end up offering him, Jenna, the biggest deal out there.
So let me ask you a quick question. I know how you feel then. Do you feel after everything you've read, all the reports and all the rumors, that we're closer to Tom Brady returning or not returning, that these two sides are going to patch themselves up or not?
I still think that Tom Brady returns to New England. I just can't see this team without Tom Brady for a lot of different reasons, because of the stronghold that Bill Belichick has on the team, the certainty that he wants at that position and what Tom Brady provides. Also, there's a double that you know what Tom Brady's going to bring.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of inconsistency when you talk about all the other quarterbacks out there, Dak, Jameis Winston, Ryan Tannehill. That's inconsistent play, interceptions.
Sure.
Tom Brady doesn't offer you that. That's why I think he goes back to New England.
Tom Curran wrote that Brady's been asking for an extension since 2017. That last summer he would have taken, according to Tom Curran, the extension Drew Brees got. 2 years, $50 million, $25 million per. The Patriots would not offer him that, coming off a Super Bowl championship. Coming off his worst year, where he will finish the season losing to Ryan and Ryan, Fitzpatrick and Tannehill, they about to offer him 30? That I don't see happening. Somebody will, though.
Got to take a break. Coming up, maybe the Lakers will offer it to him. Probably not.
It's really fascinating, this conversation. And I thought the Brady rumor was great because it's something we joked about months ago.
Brady replacing Dak.
I feel like if Tom Brady signed with the Dallas Cowboys, we'd rename the show. First things first with the Dallas Cowboys. They'd occasionally talk about LeBron, and it would just be wall to wall. We had Brady on the Cowboys. I was like, man, my job just got so easy. But I don't think it's likely, but you understand how they could thread the needle if Dak were to move on. So what should the Cowboys do? Assuming that Dak has not drastically changed what his contract demands appear to have been for the last year, which is top of the market money, I think their only option is to franchise tag him. But that then does bring into play another option, which is if you franchise tag him, I would be very interested, if I'm Dallas, talking around the league, what is the trade value of Dak Prescott? I saw Frank Clark, who's a good player. He's not one of the 5 best pass rushers in football. He's a good player, and he made some great plays for my Chiefs this postseason. He got franchise tagged. He went for a 1 and a 2, a first and a second-round pick for Frank Clark, traded under the franchise tag. D Ford, who was traded under the franchise tag, went for a second-round pick. Laramie Tunsil just went not under the franchise tag, but he just went for 2 number 1s and something. The reason I bring it up is, what could the Cowboys get for Dak Prescott? If they were to believe we can sign Tom Brady short term, we can sign Tom Brady, give him the offensive line he wants, the running game he wants, a number 1 receiver, have the money because...
And figure the quarterback out later.
Figure the quarterback post-Brady out later. Could the Cowboys get 2 1s and something for Dak Prescott? Would the Los Angeles Chargers, who are trying to sell tickets, who don't have a quarterback, who have the 6th pick of the draft, would they give you the number 6 overall pick and their first rounder next year and maybe something else for the opportunity to stabilize their quarterback position and say, screw it, we'll pay him all the money he wants? If I were Dallas, I would at least want to know, because I would certainly rather have a whole bunch of draft picks and a whole bunch of cap space than pay Dak $37 million a year. Now, if Dak's contract demands have dropped significantly, it changes things. But if I franchise tag Dak, I'm asking around the league as quietly as I can, what is his value to you? What would you give me for him?
There's a reason why teams normally don't allow their quarterback to get in this position. Not just because of the money, but because he's the face of your franchise. He's the guy that's going to hold things together. He is the guy that's going to deliver the message to the team, to the public, everything else. And the Cowboys, if they think that Dak is a guy that's going to bring them championships in the future, they should have never allowed this to happen. Dak is coming off his best season as a pro. 4,900 yards, passing, 30 touchdowns, only 11 interceptions. He has been impressive. You know, when you talk about the guys that you compare him to, Jared Goff, as well as Carson Wentz, both of those guys got paid with 2 years left on their contract. And I have to believe that this contract for the Cowboys doesn't necessarily come down to average per year. It's not $35 million or $36 million per year. I don't think it comes down to that. I think it comes down to guaranteed money, the little small fine print, the incentives, those types of things. And once they figure that out, this gets done. To me, this is a no-brainer. You don't want 43-year-old Tom Brady. You want a young Dak Prescott and allow this team to build with him.
But still, 2 off seasons ago, we all sat here and we're like, well, Dak Prescott will be signed before Saturday. He'll be signed before the first game of the season, no problem. He went from being their franchise, their guy, the rock and the foundation of the Dallas Cowboys, and now here we are talking about possibly, I know there's just rumors, but maybe Dak leaves the Cowboys. I mean, this was Jerry Jones's guy. How did we get to this point?
I think at some point, a negotiation, and you see this happen in the media business sometimes, you see this happen in the business world sometimes, which is 2 parties that ostensibly need each other and want to be together just have very, very different opinions on the value, and it causes a separation. There are, I think back to, Howard Stern when he left to go to satellite radio.